Alright, this is Big Baller Nate doing my first stream here. I do my league. And I like to do rebuilds. And my son says I'm one of the best at it. So I'm going to try and do this. First one I'm going to start with is the Mavs. I'm going to start in the off season. So a couple of things I like to do. I like to make sure that trades always stay on, salary cap always stays on. I only play game sevens uh, on the road or at home, but typically I only play game 7 at home. I don't play regular season games. I don't do any of that. I do uh, all free agents, all of those good things. So we'll go choose the Mavs for the first one. I'm from Dallas. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. I am biased. Alright. I will not change potential for anybody. I will change positions. However, if I do change positions, it'll be to do so for the team. I won't trade. I won't change it for a higher trade value. If I do that, I won't trade for at least a year. So, all right, we're moving on. Here we go. First one. We'll use the draft class there. I like to try and create some cap space. Typically for this one, this is some good players. Klay Thompson's one of my favorite. I would love to get him on the Mavs. So we'll see what we can do. That's going to be hard to do, but I do have just some quick ideas on what we can do to create some cap space before we do anything, and maybe get a draft pick at the same time. Now it pains me to do it because the idea includes getting rid of Tim Hardaway Jr. Now, as far as doing these things, I will approve or reject certain things. That one's going to get rejected. I've been waiting for the 18-year-old. Like if they can come in at 18, I'll approve that. All right, draft lottery. I'm gonna, since I don't have anything vested in this one, I'm gonna go ahead and the Hawks grab the 9th pick there. The Grizzlies got the first. That's interesting. Oh, the poor Knicks. Alright, so it kills me that that's what he's listed as, because you look at someone like Pop and you need that, right? So, but I love Rick Carlisle, so you know what I'm going to try and do is bring him on as a assistant. So I'm going to fire him as much as it pains me to do so. I'm going to try and bring on Mr. Pop. Speak louder. I don't have to speak louder. Really? What's that? No one will be able to hear me?
Kind of like speak like this.
Alright, so I have to speak in a normal tone?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm thankful for that.
I got you.
Alright, so I'm trying to bring up Pop. Bring him into the Mavs organization, but I love Rick Carlisle, so what I want to do is also bring Rick Carlisle back as an assistant coach. We'll see what happens, though. Alright. Did we get him? Nice. Alright. Sorry, buddy. You're gone. Now, a lot of people don't know you can actually bring on a head coach as an assistant. You just have to pay him like like they want to get paid. So, there he is. He doesn't want to negotiate because I fired him. Alright, well, that's fair. I think that's fair. So who are we gonna bring on as an assistant coach? What are these guys? I wish it was a real person. Who do we got? All right. Well, you know what? Off we go. We'll take Lucas Lucas. Ugh, none of these guys want to go. There we go. He'll go, but we'll have to pay him. So off we go. We're gonna get this guy paid. He'll come up probably around, I don't know, one and a half million maybe he'll pop up, or 1.8. I wish he could do the salary better. And hopefully next year for 2K21 they're gonna bring out franchise mode back, which makes sense because franchise mode this year stunk. Which is why you have to do league now only. That's your only option. Here we go. I was off by about $1 million. Good enough, doesn't matter. Alright. It's good to have a trainer, and I messed that up because I wasn't paying attention. So one of the ways you can do this is just by going through here. So there we go. Typically, I always just with some organizations you have plenty of available budget. So you know, I'll do this one, the Mavs organization first. I actually truly I haven't really done a Mavs organization rebuild before, but I know a lot of other organizations, so you know, we'll see how the rebuild goes. I'll try and make rebuilds go less than, we'll say, somewhere between 3 and 5 years, depending on how things seem to be going. And what I want to do eventually is try and get through every team. Are you watching?
No.
It's my first one. I'm a little nervous to do this, and my son is helping me. So, who's 12? He's awesome. He's my inspiration behind doing this. So, anyway, so I've got just about everybody I want in a position now. All right, so now what I've got to do is um, create some trade, create some spots, some space here. That's my first guy that I'm gonna have to get rid of. I'm gonna have to get rid of Lee too. Those are really the only two guys I can get rid of. But if I can just get a couple picks for him, just picks. See, I would take that one right there. Sorry, Smith. I get a backup, and I'm only taking 3 million, and he's young, so I would potentially do that. The key is deciding on how young you want your team and where you want to be. So, like, if we're going 5 years, so that's a good. I would take that too. Um, I don't really care about trading second round picks. I don't really use them. So if people want them in a pick, I'll throw it in there. I do covet first round picks though, and I like the idea of having a decent, maybe not awful backup center. Now I do find that later in the draft, like later in these offers, whenever you have more than about 10, there's always a good one towards the end. So that one's not it. Ooh, you know, you can always take advantage of the Knicks. They like to make poor decisions. Um, yeah, he's not a long-term answer, but you know the Mavs are notorious for having like, eh, no, that's not a bad idea. No, it's more money than I want. The Wizards. All right, no, too much. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do. I'm either gonna go with that and get that first round pick from the Celtics, who are probably gonna be good though, or I'm gonna go with that. I think just to make sure. I don't want to go anywhere else. Hmm. Now the good thing about 2K I've noticed is that free agents aren't quite as biased towards the Mavs. All right, so that's where I'm going. So I'm gonna have some space now with an actual opportunity of maybe signing someone. All right, so now how awesome would it be if I could get Zion? Who do we? Memphis won that, right? What can we get to Memphis? Nothing, because I can't trade my picks. Yeah, can't do that one either. I'm stuck. I have nothing to trade for picks. All right, there's no way for me to get that, I don't think. All right, well, do I have any? I don't even think I have any draft picks. I got my second. Remember how I said earlier about 5 minutes ago how my second round picks don't matter? Well, this year they do. So I uh, I don't pay attention much to that, but what I do, there's always like the 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 game always seems to make a few really poor decisions. I always go by this. It doesn't always give me the best, you know, it's not always perfect, but I have the seventh pick. So I feel like there's going to be somebody around 15 to 25 that doesn't get picked. But I'm going to get greedy and go 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right. If any of those people are available, I'm grabbing them. All right. So here we go. Sometimes, sometimes, depending on, I'll do this so I can just see who they pick. Like RJ Barrett is the number one pick. Who goes second? Ja? Zion? I can't believe it. I guess there goes Ja. Alright, so sometimes I'll do that just to see what they say, but I don't care right now. But I do want to see who I can get at number 37. So let's go over back here. Yes! Really? I didn't even have him as a possibility. But look, did I have him? Danielle Marshall, Brooke Lopez, Rafe LaFrance. He played for the Mavs a long time ago. He's tall. I'm gonna grab him. Yeah, my son will be so happy if he's watching this. I don't think he's watching him, but if he watches it later, he'll see I got Bol Bol. He'll be super stoked. So the computer says it's shocking that he fell this far. All right, we'll see what he. So this is a case where I'm actually gonna sign my second round pick. I didn't even remember the last time this happened, if I were gonna be honest. All right. All right. So I've got a decent young squad now coming off the bench. Brunson's fun to play with, so if I can get to a game seven, he's fun to play with. Game seven, by the way, when I say a game seven, I don't mean game seven of the finals. I mean just any game seven. So um, sometimes I'll play when we're up 3-1 just because I like playing at home. But um, so the one salary I wish I could get rid of would have been Dwight Powell, but I didn't have that luxury. So now, if we look at the Mavs roster, I think what my best option is going to be to put Doncic at the point. If that's what the Mavs are doing, I got a lot of centers. Alright, I'm not going to worry about center, I don't think. I do need some power forwards, though. And we got to figure out what we're doing here. I got nothing for shooting guards. And I need a point guard. So I could go strong on the small forward. Alright, so let's see what we got here. I'm not keeping him. I want to keep him. I definitely want to keep these guys. Alright, what do we got? Let's see how much money we have. We got enough for Kemba. We're going to sign him afterwards. Alright, Clay. Alright, that's one. Alright, so sorry I was silent there for a while. I was concentrating and I totally forgot what I was doing. So we're back. I'm still moving obviously. So look, that's a pretty solid steal right there. So right now I've got Lucas starting at the point. That's what I'm gonna have him doing. And now I got Kawhi starting at the three. So that's a pretty solid start. Now we got to figure out what I'm gonna do with the two. We got He stops at the 4. And these sets of clowns sitting at the 5. So no shooter. Uh, what are these guys? Potential. All right. I'm gonna get Bobo's potential up. Only with the training camps though. All right. So no, I still need a point guard. Excuse me. I still need a 2. I wonder could I stick him at the 2? All right. Well, that's, not everybody's gonna be superstar, right? I'm gonna see if he lets me get in there at team, coming in at maybe 18. Now we'll see if I. All right, so everybody is. All right, so I know he drops down, but that's all right. Now, look at the point. Avery at the 2, Kawhi at the 3. All right, we got an interesting lineup to play with, that's for sure. For at least 3 years, I got a really good solid 3. All right. Yeah, so let's just talk about Rondo for a second. Never gonna happen. um, I'm alright with him coming in though. Also on a team option. Alright, what do we got here? So we're moving along. We got 11 players. We need 3 more. Brunson's gonna be solid backup. I got you know, 2 guys who can play solid D. That's really all I need. Look, they're both A's for perimeter defense. And I got some shooters there. So it's good. Also 13 and 14 different medals, so we'll be able to see where that's going. All right, so what do I need? I need a point guard. I need a 1, 2, 3. So he went to the University of Arizona. I went to the University of Arizona, so a little bit of a affinity there for him. But the thing is, he's just not that good. But he might be good for what I need, which is a third. And he's young-ish. Is there anybody else who's young? Who's No, I like to go assist a match if I can. Yeah, I'll go with George Hill. He's older, brings some experience to the team, which is good for a rebuild. Same thing, brings a little bit of experience. Sorry, buddy, you're not. I won't be able to afford him. Watch. So I don't know how many people here are huge 2K lovers. I started actually playing live back in a long time ago. And I'm really hoping that they bring the franchise mode back next year. I mean, I know they have it this year, but it's just a mess. It needs to be a little bit more like this, closer to last year. Alright, so what do we got? Kawhi always goes down. I don't know why that always is. Alright, KP went up. It's good news. Hopefully stays healthy. Uh, Luca back to 85, so that's good. Well, they have him over 80, 86 up top. He went. Mitchell went up, so that's good. Avery went down, not a surprise. Powell went down, not a surprise. Danny went down, not a surprise. Alright. I don't do any of that stuff. I go straight to training camps. So I try. Typically get through a season in about 20 minutes. An off season take me about 10 minutes or so to jump through a season, and then let's see what happens if I get a, you know, injury bug already. So oftentimes I like to adjust the rotation manually when it comes to playoffs. So these, or to getting guys going. So um, don't know what happened here. Um, Definitely messed up. I totally messed up and now I have to start over from scratch. No. Uh, I don't know what happened. I wasn't paying attention. My team sucks now. All right.